Hello, this is Vontia Voice from Connect Soul, and this is the Prosperity and Soul Wisdom Oracle card reading for the week of September the 18th, 2017. And if you would like to do some work, personal work with me, all the links you will find below to my website, to my email address. If you would like to have personal sessions with me, empowerment coaching or spiritual guidance coaching, I do that either by Skype or personally, so contact me through my website or through the email address. And you will also find there the information for my retreats. The next one in Bali on the 6th of November I'm so excited about that. When you mention Bali retreat to me, I go all funny because it is just something that I can't describe. You know, one of those things that you've got to say, you just have to be there. Well, the joy of that is, of course, that I'm going to be there. But it's such a blessing to actually to run that retreat. I just feel so humbled by it. Well, I feel humbled by all the work I do because the work that I do is guided. And I'm just as astonished sometimes at the things that turn up as people that I'm teaching. So if you want to contact me, all the links are below. So here we are, and I've got this deck again of prosperity or actually money and the law of attraction of Esther Hicks, and of course the wisdom of Abraham. And so let's have a look what lies in store for us. I'm almost hesitant to pick, but I'm going to pick this card because it popped out. I'm not waiting for one to be flipped out because, to tell you the truth, I've had a bit of a problem. Well, I don't do problems, but resistance or obstacles or to get actually to this recording, and some of it had to do with cards that kept giving me the same cards that I've had the last couple of weeks, and they just wouldn't play. So I decided just to pick the first one that popped out, and this is it. And I can honestly say that it isn't one that we have done before. So let's have a look. It says, I can pivot it from feeling bad to feeling good. Oh yes. We get so trapped into thinking that the way we feel we have to keep feeling. So have a look at this. I don't know if you can see if it reflects, but it again, it's such a beautiful, beautiful card. And if you can see, you see, the darker figure, and then you see the lighter figure, and you can choose which one that you're going to be. So let's have a look what the message is. I just love that. And let's have a look. As you look for a better feeling way to approach whatever you're giving your attention to, as you continue to ask yourself from your ever-changing vantage point, what is it that I do want? Eventually, you will be standing in a very pleasing place, for you cannot continually ask yourself what it is that you do want without your point of attraction beginning to pivot in that direction. The process will be gradual, but your continued application of the process will yield wonderful results in only a few days. So what is that about? I can pivot from feeling bad to feeling good. It's all, the law of attraction, is based on the fact that what you put your energy towards, you're going to get more of. It's like iron filings. We are electromagnetic beings. So when I pay attention to one thing, that one thing becomes more prevalent in my reality. We know that happens when you're about to buy a new car, right? You go out and you go, now I'm going to go and get myself whatever car you decide to get. And then all of a sudden, everybody's driving one of those cars. And you wonder, how did you see that yesterday or the day before? Because you weren't paying any attention to it. So this works with everything. So the more attention that you pay to what you do want, not from the perspective of the fact that you don't have it, but from the perspective that it's out there, and the more that you focus on that as if you already have it, the more quickly it can actually be manifested into your reality. When I look at that and I go, wow, with these inspired manifestation masterclasses that I've been running, that is so much what we're learning. And we're learning about the habitual way that we interpret what we're looking at, and the habitual way of perception and interpretation of what we're looking at. And we do that through the way that we were conditioned to interpret the world. But you don't have to keep doing that. If the way that you look at the world doesn't make you feel good, why don't you look at the world differently? It's pretty easy. You just have to ask yourself, what do I have to feel, or what do I have to think about what I'm looking at that's going to make me feel good? Yes? What makes me feel good is to appreciate beauty around me, to appreciate the little things, the little kindnesses, the constant tableau of opportunities to feel good, to be grateful for what you have, to celebrate your health, the fact that you have food to eat, the fact that you have a roof over your head, the fact that you got up this morning out of a really lovely, comfortable bed, the fact that you have this technical apparatus that you're watching this very video on. So much that there is out there to be grateful for that we so often take for granted. So to feel better, I think for me, I only just have to take my thoughts to what I do have and what I have already manifested, because everything that I have in my life, I was the creator of it. Somehow I projected an energy that made an electromagnetic, I'll try and say that, an electromagnetic force that pulled that into my manifested reality. And that is how that works all the time. But if you start thinking about what you don't have, and you complain, and you get trapped into having opinions about all the drama of the media, then the good stuff that you really want is not able to get anywhere near you, because your attention is distracted, it's fragmented and dissipated, and so you just miss out on it. And that's a real shame. So the first question that I really want to ask you today, what is it that you do want? It's so fascinating to me, because I ask that all the time. I ask people all the time, what is it that you do want? And all sorts of things come up for people. Like, but if I ask you, what don't you want? You can give me a list without blinking an eye. Now that alone tells you where your attention is going. So if you can give me a bigger list of what you don't want than what you do want, you are trapped in the don't want. But if I ask you what don't you want, and you go, oh, I don't know, I'm only focused on what I do want. Now the door is open for you to receive and to become the channel of the manifested reality of your desires. So really be very, very consciously aware of where you allow your attention to go, and then how are you interpreting what you're looking at? Are you looking at what you want with joy and love and appreciation and anticipation of enjoying it? And if you just had a little wobbling experience, it's because this is a bit of a rickety table, and if I lean on it, we're all going to fly out the window, so I'd better not do that. So please just think about it, okay? You are the creator. You are on this planet as a channel that that source, that the field of creation is using to manifest into physical form. And so learning to choose the feeling that you need to have for what you do want. So just imagine, what does it feel like? Just visualize for a moment. What does it feel like when you already have this thing that you desire? What does it feel like? Can you feel it? Oh, I can feel it so easily. And then if you just keep putting yourself in that vibrational frequency, and every spare moment you have, you bring yourself back into that vibrational frequency, well, then whatever you're asking for, whatever you desire, can't help but become a manifested reality. That's how powerful we are. It's how powerful you are. So it may be gradual, it may not turn up, and just as well, because the things that we do want, if it was instantaneous, we might not even be ready for it. And so there is a time-space reality that we live by. But start looking for signs and start being open to take action where you're being sent. Be available and ready and attentive and go, oh, okay, maybe it wants me to go there, maybe it wants me to go there, and just follow through and see where it takes you. It's just this law of attraction thing. It's an amazing. It's quantum physics in its pure essence. It's so simple. We make life so complicated. I made my life really complicated this morning because I couldn't really settle. I couldn't find a spot that I was comfortable to do this recording. Then I got really quite annoyed with myself, so I just left everything and went shopping. And of course, because I was in that vibrational frequency, the things that I actually wanted to get, which were all things that I take for the Bali retreat, I couldn't get them in the shop that I usually can find it easily. And I had to laugh at myself because I thought, what did you expect? You went out shopping to feel better because you were irritated. But the thing is that you went with the vibrational frequency of irritation. So there was no way you could have what you're asking for. So I gave it up. I went and had a cup of coffee and a sandwich and came home, got myself into a better space, and here we are. And I know that when I go tomorrow, I will find exactly what I need. And I think that's a really big lesson. Get yourself in the right vibrational frequency before you do anything. Just take a moment and bring your energy within and really find that space of bliss, find that space of gratitude, and find that centeredness, and get out of your head. If you're irritated or something isn't going right, you're in your head. But if you bring that down back into your heart and connect to your soul, then everything becomes easy and fun and joy. So that's what this card is telling me. Focus on what you do want and be open to receive it. So let's have a look. I have I have these beautiful Keepers of the Light card. They're the ones that wanted to play with me today. And again, these are just so beautiful. And I just wonder what they have to tell me and what they have to tell you for the week of September 18th. Oracles are, for me, a direct connection to soul. Wow, we've got two that just flipped out. They are just an instant connection to soul. And I use an oracle card for myself every day. I've got several decks, and so I always tune in and ask which deck will I ask, but often I don't use these ones. I will use angel cards from Doreen Virtue, and sometimes I will use a crystal card, or I will use the what do you call it, the archangel cards, just to tune into my day and to tune in. And mostly I think it is for me to be consciously connecting to soul, instead of just making that, like so many things, an automatic thing. And I can say, well, of course I am, because that's how I live. But I actually make that conscious effort to do that every morning, with my head, with my heart. I connect to soul, and I use the oracle cards to get any message that my higher self wants me to become aware of for the day. Anyhow, so for this week, with the Keepers of the Light by Kelly Gray, wow, you know, these again are just beautiful, beautiful cards. And the first one that fell out was Lady Portia. Divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Wow, okay. So doing what you feel is right. Well, my question is, why would you do what you feel is not right for you? And when you say, you know, the word right, I don't anymore use the word right or wrong or good or bad. For me, things are, and I either respond to them in a high vibrational way or in a low vibrational way. And I know whichever vibration I use, I'm going to have to experience the consequence. So divine order, everything's in divine order. Things, you know, the universe is so magical. Everything out there is in divine order. We just constantly think that it's not, and therefore we resist and we argue, and we, you know, we get ourselves tangled up in all sorts of ways. But to be in divine order and doing what you feel is right for you, when things are aligned with your vibrational frequency, with your essence, because deep within each one of us there is an essence of something beautiful. You know, for me, I spent a lot of time asking people, what do you think is your essence? Essence, I guess, is the core of you. What is your absolute truth, where everything is coming from? And when I asked myself that, you know, that question many, many years ago, I always got two answers, and the answers were always that my essence is love and wisdom. And so to me, they're just the two things that I need to resonate with. And whenever anything in life is not in order, I instantly go to love, because that is my essence. And once I am tuned into that, everything else is resolved and goes back into divine order. So I do love her, Lady Portia. Whatever this means for you, take it to heart, and make sure that you fulfill that which your soul is telling you is aligned with who you are. And who you are is always beautiful, and it is always a part of nature in expression. And if you don't feel that, you know, if you judge yourself, then you're in your head. And in your head there is no truth. There are just stories. When you go to your heart and you allow your heart to tell you who you truly are, that's when you'll find inner peace. And that's when you really feel connected to soul. So let's have a look at oh wow. This is a beautiful card. Have a look. What did I just say? Huh. This is hope. Gorgeous. Love and acceptance. Just what I was talking about. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choosing love thoughts. What can I say? That is just what I was talking about, and there she is, confirming that. Love thoughts. And recognizing your divine worth. It saddens me to find how many people don't feel worthy. Worthy of what? You're here. Your worth has nothing to do with anything you do. Your worth is about the value of you, and you're an intrinsic piece of the whole. So how could you not have incredible significance and importance? So come home to that part of you. Come home to the acceptance of your own divine worthiness. And find the beauty in you. Find that beauty in you. And when you live the beauty in you, then observe how the law of attraction brings towards you all your desires and all the people that are going to support those desires and that are going to celebrate them with you. Well, that's just been a beautiful, really a beautiful oracle card reading, I believe. Beautiful soul wisdom and beautiful prosperity wisdom. So with that, I am going to say goodbye for this week. Have a wonderful week, and as always, be kind to you, love you, and appreciate you. When you do all of those things, everyone else will love and appreciate you also. I love you. I see you. To me, you are magnificent. Namaste. Have a beautiful week.